Hey there, folks. Meteorologist Matt Barron. See if I can get myself over here. For everybody that's joining right now here on our Facebook page or YouTube feed, we do appreciate it. If you kind of saw the banner there and you sort of clicked on it, and small risk of severe weather is what we're looking at tomorrow. So no, not here to get you worried, to get you all worked up or anything like that. This is a low-level risk situation that we're looking at for our Monday. That said, still a risk, so it's something we got to monitor and watch for you as it works its way through tomorrow. And it's important to know about the timing of all this, so you know best when to pay attention as the system moves on through. Let me kind of back this up and kind of give you the overview of what we're talking about. You know, where's this coming from? Well, we got this big system right in the middle of the U.S., or north middle, I guess you would call it. And it's a very big system, a lot of different areas of low pressure working its way along that. And it's this part of it that's here in Kansas is going to swoop down to the south and get to us late tomorrow, bringing us a chance of some rain and some storms. Right now it doesn't look like much is going on along it because it's not. But as it moves farther to the south, it'll start picking up Gulf moisture, creating a line of storms that'll be working its way through our area tomorrow. And that's why we, from the Storm Prediction Center, we got sort of the setup here, a severe risk zone, as they call it, for your Monday. It's the lowest level, level 1 out of 5, so marginal risk. What marginal means, obviously, is that this system is very marginal to create severe weather. It's not a very strong system, but once again, there is going to be some level of risk. And you can see it's a very broad risk. I mean, this stretches from Houston to Nashville and all the points in between. So it's just a very large area, very general area that could see some issues. And we're right on the edge of all that. Essentially, it ends pretty well near I-65. So we're going to be getting kind of the tail end of it late tomorrow afternoon and into early tomorrow evening as it's kind of weakening and moving down here towards our area here tomorrow. Now, so what kind of risks are we looking at? Well, right now, we're not really in the tornado risk zone. The lowest level they even bother to put up is 2%. And that ends right before it moves into our area. So that's good news. Now, these get updated overnight, and they'll be different tomorrow morning. You might want to check in with Michael tomorrow, see if any of this has kind of changed a bit, because often it does as they look at new information at the Storm Prediction Center. With the wind risk. Now, if you know, this is when you get a line of storms coming through, it creates a big gust of wind. And, you know, these winds get up 60, 70 miles per hour. And that's generally with a system like this, the most likely thing to cause some damage. Even this is fairly low at around 5%. But you never know. We could get unlucky. So it's, like I said, just something that we're going to need to monitor here as this works its way on through. So you say, okay, well, we need to know the timing of all this. So let me put this into motion. We'll get this going here for tomorrow. So here's when you're waking up in the morning, 7 a.m. or so, or probably actually going out the door at 7 a.m., getting to work, getting those kids to school. No issues here tomorrow morning. The morning commute should be fine. We won't have the fog around because there'll be enough of a breeze tomorrow morning where the fog shouldn't be an issue. So tomorrow morning starts out mild in the low 60s and pretty quiet here for us across the area. A lot of showers and storms are off to the north and west of us. All right, so let's head to lunchtime. Here we are right around lunchtime, and here's that line just trying to enter the northern part of our viewing area. So right around lunchtime. Mobile, Baldwin County, over in the Panhandle, really nothing going on at that point. So when do we start seeing things happening? Well, it looks like right around the commute time back home tomorrow is when the most likely chance of most of our area seeing some of the weather here. And this will be a line of, you know, briefly heavy rain, some rumbles of thunder mixed in, and maybe one or two of the storms embedded within this getting a little bit stronger, getting up close to that severe strength with some gusty winds. That's the timing right around, you know, and one of the things I always point out too is that don't take the timing, you know, take a picture of that and say this is exactly what it's going to look like at 5 tomorrow afternoon. Give or take a few hours on this, okay? This could happen a little earlier, say around 3. It could happen a little later, say around 7. It just sort of gives us a more general range. I want you to sort of keep in mind late afternoon tomorrow, right around commute time. That's probably the most likely time of seeing some of these stronger storms. And after that, it'll weaken up pretty quickly. That's why the Storm Prediction Center has the marginal risk going to about I-65. You can see once it gets south of I-65, you see the yellows dropping out. It's just sort of some regular greens. It means that thing is the whole line is weakening here according to the model. So this is our high resolution model. It does a pretty good job with these things. Once again, I just always caution on the exact timing, because these things could speed up by a couple hours. I could slow down by a few hours. And if I had to guess on that part of it, since it's so far away right now, I would go more towards it being a little bit slower than this, okay? I wouldn't be surprised at all if we didn't get the line in until maybe a little bit after the afternoon commute. But hey, that's fine. You're home. That would be better, right? We don't want it to come through during the afternoon commute. We'd rather it come in, say, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. So we'll be keeping an eye on all that for you. Obviously, the best thing to do is just stay tuned to hear us here at FOX10, myself, Michael in the morning, Jennifer and Jason. We'll all be here throughout the day tomorrow, tracking this thing as it moves through. We do start to get something, get a little rowdy on you. We'll let you know about it. Obviously, stick with us on our socials or on FOX10 itself. We'll keep you updated. The main thing is, once again, it's a low-level risk. The timing looks to be late afternoon, early evening. Think about it on your drive home tomorrow. Maybe on your phone, pop us up there on the socials before you drive home. See what we're looking at with that line of storm. See if it's there or not. If it's going to impact your commute, we'll let you know about all that. And then we'll just keep monitoring it for you as it works its way on through. The other thing about this is, let's go ahead and hit one more step here. So the front pushes through. We do actually cool off a little bit for Tuesday. It will be a little bit cooler, not a major thing. And then this back end of this, and this happens a lot with some of these systems, it's going to get kind of hung up, kind of stalling out. That's what this, see, when it's just straight blue like that, that's a cold front. A cold front is moving. When you see this blue, red dashed line, that's what we call stationary front. Stationary fronts, sounds like they don't move. They do kind of move a little bit. They just don't move it real quick. And this one's going to kind of come right back up at us. And when that happens, areas of low pressure kind of ride along this thing like a wave, and we'll get multiple rounds of rain out of this throughout the week until it's finally cleared out next Saturday by another system. So we're looking at some unsettled weather this week. Now, the only real opportunity for severe weather or strong storms is going to be tomorrow, late afternoon. That's the only real window for that. After that, we're just talking more like nuisance rain that's going to be popping up at different times throughout the rest of the week. So you're going to see tonight when we show you the long-range forecasting is that we've got some good rain chances from Tuesday all the way through Saturday. Some days are not that high, or 30 or 40%, but there's going to be rain chances every day of the week next week, okay? The worst weather tomorrow afternoon, early evening. Then the rest of the week, kind of more of a nuisance type deal where we're seeing off and on showers, different batches of rain moving on through as the system kind of gets hung up in our area. So we'll be watching that for you throughout the week. Once again, if you're joining a little bit late, let me just pop this up for you real quick. We do have a severe risk zone for tomorrow. It's the lowest level of risk that they put up, but it's still a risk level, okay? It's a marginal risk for tomorrow. You never know when you're just going to get plain out unlucky, so that's why we've got to monitor these things and track them all the way through for you. And there it is. You can see it just extends to a little bit past I-65, and you can see the panhandle doesn't get really much into it, but most of our area does get some level, that low level of risk. And once again, this will be updated overnight tonight by the Storm Prediction Center, and this could easily get moved around. We could see a slight pop up in some part of this area, just depending on how the conditions are looking to the Storm Prediction Center. Michael will have that stuff on for you tomorrow morning first thing, so you want to check in with him early on. They won't update this until overnight, so this is what I'll have for you at 9. Once again, the tornado risk, not in our area at this point, could change tomorrow, but the tornado risk not in our area at this point. It's what they have for us mainly is a wind risk. And looking at the modeling, I mean, it looks like a straight line wind event coming through. And even that's a pretty low risk at 5%. So it's not real high, but it's not zero. And on any given day, we don't really have a wind risk, right? It's only so many days a year where you actually get that anyway. So we'll be watching it for you. We'll be tracking it through for you, letting you know what's happening. Of course, I'll be on tonight in about an hour. FOX10 News at 9 p.m. Michael will be on all through the morning tomorrow giving you updates. Of course, we'll be tracking it for you throughout the day and throughout the afternoon. Like I said, the first line probably getting into our area about a little bit after lunchtime, but the main line through the main part of our area, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, somewhere in that late afternoon, early evening range. Maybe during commute time. I hope it's a little later than that, but it's possible we could have a pretty sloppy commute tomorrow. So you'll want to check in with us. We'll have all the updates for you here at FOX10. Once again, for everybody that's joining here on the socials, I appreciate that. I hope you have yourselves a great evening. we will be, like I said, tracking this for you all the way through, and I'll have more of an update coming up on Fox 10 News at 9 p.m. Everyone that joined, I do appreciate it. Have a great one. Bye now.